I did not anticipate laughing as much as I did. Like, I mean, like laughing, like hearty laughter, not like, oh, that's funny. You know, like how y'all know how we be faking a laugh, among other things with men. But if Florida was not such a shitty state, I would not mind living here. Like, the weather is great. There's lots of things to do. In my mind, the way my crazy twisted mind works is like, yo, what if the love of my life is in London? And I was saying that before I went to London. I was saying that in 2020 during the pandemic. They're my age. You grew up in the 90s too, right? You saw computers come into play. How is it that you're like, I don't know, your mid to late 20s, early 30s, and you don't know how to save a document? Good morning, my energies. Today is day 4 of training. It is April 15th, which is Saturday. Yes, we have class on Saturday at 6:30 in the morning. It's currently 5:37. I'm about to head downstairs to the lobby to wait for the shuttle. This is the outfit for the day. I got these pants from Walmart the other day. My black flats, like I said, only brought 2 pair, and this shirt. I thought about tucking it in, but because it's kind of like high and low, and I ironed it too. Look, it's wrinkled. Like, what? For real. I forgot to bring my steamer. I don't know why that part of it is wrinkled, but whatever. I just decided to leave it out since it's kind of like the high and low look. I don't feel like tucking it in, and I don't feel like it would look right tucked into these type of pants anyway. So that's what we're doing for today. Just kind of pinned the hair up a little bit. We did half up, half down. And yeah, that's it. Stay tuned. Another day. We are on a break, and I'm like rushing over to the lodge so I can grab something quick to like snack on and to eat. I had a little bit of breakfast, but y'all know with this stomach I gotta eat every couple hours, and I'm actually hungry right now. I'm not feeling hungry. I actually want a snack or something. So I got like 10 minutes to run over here, grab something, and then I'm gonna head back. I just want to know when we get paid. Like, we get paid next week, or when is the money coming in? Okay, because I need it. It is 3:28. Back at the hotel. We got out of class at 3. I'm tired. I was in there like about to pass out on several occasions. It's really my fault, because if I eat something that's too sugary or drink something that's too sugary, like I bought an apple juice. I'm like, because there isn't much that's like catered to somebody that's had VSG surgery or bariatric surgery, which is why you really have to be mindful of the things that you're putting into your body after surgery. The world is not going to cater to your dietary restrictions, right? So it's like you really have to be mindful. Being at the lodge or like the dining area, I be wanting a quick snack that has a lot of protein, and they have like the little Slim Jims or whatever, or like the little combos with the cheese and the Slim Jim. And I had one of those. I literally had one maybe a couple days ago, and now they don't have them anymore. So I've been eating like peanuts and like nuts to try to get some protein in. I had a little bit of breakfast because our shuttle was late again. Our shuttle was late again this morning. So we got there a little after. We got there around 6:15. We were supposed to get there 6 o'clock. So we were 15 minutes late, which held us up, but whatever. And then I had some coffee. I don't have any protein shakes with me. I need to go get some so that I can like get that in the morning and knock it out. But yeah, so anyway, I bought some apple juice and I drank. When I tell you I didn't drink much of the apple juice, like let's say the whole bottle was full. This is a 0 actually. So let's say the whole bottle was full. I drank maybe down to here. Because of the amount of sugar in apple juice, like in those regular, like a Tropicana apple juice or I forgot the other brand, there's like 46 grams of sugar, which is way too much sugar for somebody who's had bariatric surgery. It just is, you want to be in the single digits with sugars and with carbs and all that kind of stuff. You want to be in the single digits. You want to be in the double digits with protein. But yeah, it was like 46 grams of sugar, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, why is there so much sugar in this? But I bought it anyway. When I tell you I took a couple sips of that and like I started to feel sleepy, it's like you're going into comatose because you have too much sugar in your body. And it didn't dawn on me literally until that moment, because before that I was like, fine. We went to lunch, came back, sat down, I was good. And then I took a couple sips of that apple juice and I started to doze off in the class. Like, eyes crossed and dozing off. And obviously I was tired too because we have to be up so early, but like it was the sugar. It was definitely the sugar. So I really, really have to be careful out here because it's tough. It is tough. But today was our first official day of class. You know, it's gonna be a lot operating the system that they use in the airports or airlines use for, like, you know, checking flights and making adjustments to reservations and all that kind of stuff. But once you learn it, I'm sure you got it. So it's just gonna be us working on that process for the next few days. So we are off tomorrow, and then I think we're off next Saturday. Our graduation is supposed to be on the 26th of April. So my plan was just to sleep in tomorrow, but I actually have a date. So I matched with this guy on one of them dating apps, child. And he was like, well, what are you doing on your day off? Let's, you know, go out. And so, yeah, he wants to take me out tomorrow. So why not? Why not? If it's one thing I'm gonna do when I'm in a different city is I'm gonna swipe through them dating apps, okay? Because who says you have to find love where you are? When I was in London, okay? Swiping through those dating apps. I think it's crazy to believe that, I mean, I guess people don't really sit down and be like, oh, you know, I need to travel to this country to find the love of my life. But in my mind, the way my crazy twisted mind works is like, yo, what if the love of my life is in London? And I was saying that before I went to London. I was saying that in 2020 during the pandemic. I was laying in my apartment, in my room, like, yo, the love of my life might be in a whole nother country. Like, ugh, come on. Which is motivation for you to travel and get out there. You know, some people scary and they fear this and they fear that and they let the propaganda get to them. But listen, you only get one life. I mean, I believe in reincarnation and all that kind of stuff, but you only get one life, so live it. Do things, experience things. Don't let all the nonsense going on in the world and what you see on TV and what you see on social media stop you from experiencing life. So yeah, the love of my life might be in a completely different country. The love of my life might be from a completely different country. They could be in America, but they might be from somewhere completely different. So, and the ironic thing is, this guy that wants to take me on a date, he lives here in Orlando, but he's from New Orleans. I'm just like, what are the odds? What are the odds that I come here, you know, and I decide to swipe through the dating apps and you're from New Orleans, but you now live in Orlando? I'm sure that's one of the reasons why he swiped right on me, because he probably saw New Orleans in my my location or whatever, or my base. I don't know, but I don't know. We see. I'm going on a date tomorrow. It is what it is. Everybody here is trying to like go out tonight and all that kind of stuff, which is fine. Listen, I ain't got the money to be out here playing around. I really just want to hit a beach. I just want to hit a beach. That's all I want to do. And I've been saying that since before I came here. I was like, imagine, like, okay, I'm gonna go there for training. I'll be there for 2 weeks, but at some point I'm gonna make it to the beach. I just want to make it to the beach and put my feet in the sand and just, you know, I need to get a bathing suit because I don't have one, but that's all I really want to do. I don't, you know, everybody wants to go out and drink, and first of all, I can't drink. Even if I wanted to, and I'm not a big drinker. I don't really care to drink, but after surgery, you cannot drink for a year. So that's out of the question regardless. If I'm over here going into comatose off of some apple juice, imagine what one little couple sips of a drink would do to me. Imagine. So yeah, I'm not even about to play with that. I don't have time to be blacked out out here in Orlando with people that I don't know. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I'm kind of hungry. So we came back, most of us came back to the hotel. They don't serve dinner until 5. So we couldn't get food because I would have definitely grabbed a sandwich or something and brought it home and been in for the rest of the night. But probably gonna head back over to main campus at some point and get some dinner and then come home. But for now, I think I'm just going to relax. I'm gonna like take a shower and relax. I'm probably gonna fall asleep. I'm probably gonna take a nap because I'm tired. So I decided to walk to Five Below. It's about a quarter mile from here. It's an 11-minute walk. And I realized maybe like probably the first day that I got here that the last time I was in Florida on vacation with my family, we went to, you know, Disney and all that kind of stuff and Universal Studios. We either stayed around here. I think we stayed around here. I think we stayed at the Wyndham. Yeah. Cause my stepdad, you know, had the Wyndham timeshare nonsense going on. The fountain looked familiar to me, and I'm like, I remember all the little, you know, stores and all the other hotels and stuff around here, as you can see. I was like, this is exactly where we were. I think the Wyndham is somewhere around here. It's probably on the other side. This is just a huge circle of just like a bunch of different hotels. I'm like, this looks very familiar. Oh yeah, Wingate by that's it right there. I think Wingate by Wyndham. I think that's where we was. So yeah, it's not a far walk. So I'm just gonna walk. It's like the next shopping center over. So I'm just gonna walk over there. I need a charger. My charger is on the fritz. So I need to replace it since I'm gonna be here for another 2 weeks. Leave is the promenade. The Five Below is like down in the back corner. See? Because I saw it on my way to Walmart the other day. So yeah, not very far walk at all. It's perfect. Perfect. If Florida was not such a shitty state, I would not mind living here. Like, the weather is great. There's lots of things to do. Yes, activity. Let's get the steps in. I miss walking places. I'll be driving all the time when I'm back home. But yeah, if this place was not so shitty and going in the direction that it's going in, I would not have a problem living here. But Florida is just not it. Places that I've never really considered living: Florida, Texas, California. Those are not places to visit, absolutely, but to live there, no. As beautiful as they are, as, you know, let me go this way, as many, you know, activities and events and, you know, landmarks and all this kind of stuff that they have, I've never once in my life was like, I'm finna move to Florida, I'm finna move to Cali, I'm finna move to Texas or Atlanta. Like, I've never once lived in any of those places. It sounds crazy. It's almost like New York or die, but, and you know, New York definitely has its issues. None of these places are perfect, but I don't know, it's just something about the energy there that I love. And New Orleans has its own energy. I never thought I would be living in New Orleans either. I had always wanted to visit, but to move there, that's why when a lot of people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you live here or whatever. It's like, visiting somewhere and living somewhere is two different things. So if y'all come to New York, or if y'all come to New Orleans and you only stay in Manhattan or you only stay in the French Quarter, you're not really experiencing the whole place. Like, see me and come live with me is two different things. My mother and my grandmother used to say that. See me and come live with me is two different things. Visiting a place is like, oh yeah, this is amazing. Oh my God, the French Quarter. Oh my God, you know, Bourbon Street, Frenchman Street. But you're not living there. So, oh my God, Manhattan, the Statue of Liberty, Times Square, but you're not living there. You know what I mean? So yeah, all right, I'm pulling up on Five Below. So I just got back from my date that I told you guys I was going on today. It was really good. I had a really good time. He's really funny. You know, laughter is like, if you can make a girl laugh, like, you got your way in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not to be like, you definitely about to, you know, but women love to laugh, okay? So, yeah, he is quite the comedian. Very, very funny. We went to this bar out here, not far at all. I was able to just walk there, thankfully, because I'm like, please don't have me Ubering nowhere crazy. And we're in there for quite a while, like until the sun went down type thing. And then I was like, well, I want some ice cream. And he was like, okay. So we went to get ice cream. And then we just kind of sat and talked some more. Yeah, he's funny. He is funny. Like, I did not anticipate laughing as much as I did. Like, I mean, like laughing, like hearty laughter, not like, oh, that's funny. You know, like how y'all know how we be faking a laugh, among other things with men, but you know, I didn't have to do that with him. I genuinely was like, oh my God, like this nigga is crazy. Like, you are really funny. Like, and you know what? I was sitting at the table, and in my mind, I was like, I wonder what his sign is. Because like I matched with him on a dating app, right? And so his you can put your sign on the app, but his sign wasn't in his, you know, on his profile. So I'm sitting at the table and I'm like, I wonder what his sign is. And something was like, you know, I'm really vibing with him. He might be a Leo. And I didn't say nothing. I didn't ask him about his sign because I love astrology, if y'all don't know, but I don't always bring it up. So I didn't bring it up. I was like, when the time is right, it'll reveal itself or whatever. And so he was talking about he's gonna be in New Orleans in July. So I was like, you know, okay. He was like, all right, you know. He was like, for my grandmother's birthday. And I was like, okay, my birthday's in July too. And he was like, oh, what's your sign, right? So I was like, well, when's your grandmother's birthday? And he was like, it's at the end of the month. I was like, okay, so what's her sign? He was like, she's a Leo. He was like, you a Leo? I was like, yeah. So then he was like, I'm a Leo. I was like, when's your birthday? I was like, August. He was like, yeah. I was like, I knew it. I just knew it. I just felt like, because I really do vibe with Leo men. Typically, it's like Leo men whose birthday is exactly my birthday, July 23rd, or a couple days after my birthday. And then, you know, I asked him what his moon and his rising was, and he didn't know, but I didn't expect him to. But yeah, I had a really, really good time tonight. May see him again while I'm here in Orlando. I will be here for another 2 weeks, so plenty of time. And then I have, I think I'm off Saturday, this Saturday coming, or next Saturday, whatever. I'm off, so, you know, he invited me out already for next Saturday, so we'll see. I did absolutely nothing today but my hair. I just did my hair, that's it. I woke up dumb early today. I think it's because my body is getting accustomed to waking up early for class now, so I woke up at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I was up until about 3 in the afternoon. Like, I woke up, I got on like my phone and was scrolling on TikTok and stuff like that, and then around 7 o'clock I was like, I'm hungry. Damn, I'm gonna have to get up and get ready and go to campus to get food. And I was like, wait a minute, the hotel has breakfast. So I just went downstairs and got some breakfast, had that, and then I was like, let me come back up here and refresh my hair. So I did my hair, and then I took a shower. I was messaging him through the app throughout the day, and I took a little nap before our date just because I was like, I'm tired. I did not expect to redo my whole head. I didn't expect to be up from like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I took a little nap, like literally about an hour nap. And then I got up and got ready to go meet him. And that's pretty much been my whole day. Tomorrow we're back in the classroom. I was supposed to do some modules because I might try to, it's 9:36 right now. So I'll try to log in and do the rest of the module that I'm supposed to finish in class on yesterday. Yeah, I need to finish that because I don't want to be behind, but we have mad stuff to do. So tomorrow we'll be up bright and early again at the crack of dawn's ass for class. And I'll probably just stay on campus all day tomorrow. Like, this is legitimately like being back in college, like for real. I remember being back in school at Morgan State, the Morgan State University, and like staying on campus all day because it made no sense to go home because I either had a bunch of classes or I had a small break in between, or even if I had a large window in between my classes, it's just like, yo, you might as well just stay in the library. I used to stay in that library, you hear me? So this really reminds me of being back in college and like, let me just stay on campus because it don't make sense to go back to my room at this point. So that's probably what I'm gonna do tomorrow. That way I can just get dinner. Because it's about a 2-hour break in between the time our class ends and then when they start serving dinner, and then I'll just get dinner and just come back to the hotel. So yeah, I need to do laundry. Ooh, I'm probably gonna take, I feel like I should have brought my laundry bag. Like, I can do my laundry I can do my laundry on campus, but they only have like 4 machines, which is crazy because y'all got mad room, so you should have more machines for people to wash their stuff. I just tried to buy some detergent here so I could do my laundry here, but then she's like, oh, you need cash in order to get the quarters or whatever for the machine. Like, why don't y'all have, in big 2023, like y'all don't have another way for me to swipe my card or for me to wash and dry the clothes? No? Anyway, I haven't been on a date in a while, so it was refreshing. I feel like men think that women like going on dates because we just want a free meal. No, like it's a whole experience to go on a date, to like, you know, be a little nervous, have butterflies in your stomach a little bit, be a little anxious, and then get all dolled up and get all nice looking and make sure you look good and smell good, and, you know, going out to some place that you may have never been to before and meeting someone that could potentially become your partner. You know what I mean? Like, it's an experience. It's not just, oh, I'm about to go get a free meal. No, like, it's a whole experience to dating. At least it should be, you know what I mean? The dating pool is not the greatest right now, but it should be an experience. And not only for the woman, like for the man too. It should be like, oh, he might be a little nervous, want to make a good impression, he's doing all the right things. I'm not gonna tell y'all what I did, but listen, we in a whole new mindset, you hear me? We are in a whole new mindset. That's all I'm gonna say with that. So I'm moving a little bit different with these dates now. You gotta step your game up. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, because it's like, I don't want to say chivalry is dead, but baby is in the hospital. She's in need of some TLC, some tender loving care. We can resuscitate her. I really feel like we can bring her back. But right now, chivalry is she's on bed rest. She needs some, you know, attention. She needs to be taken care of. I feel like we've lost it. Like, it's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And it could be in part due to like the pandemic and people being cooped up in their homes and losing social skills. But as far as dating, there are just certain things that I'm going to require now, and all women should require when they're dating, men or women. Just certain things that you should be looking for in that first date. Am I gonna say I saw red flags with him? No, not really. But there were things that he said, and I at that point I immediately questioned him about it. Like, what do you mean? What does that mean? Like, what does that look like? Like, what is closed mouths don't get fed. And if you don't ask these questions up front when something is said or there's a behavior that is exhibited that kind of makes you feel a little uncomfortable or a little weird, address it. Why wait? Oh, now we've been dating for 6 months, and on the first date you did something or said something that rubbed me the wrong way, and now I'm telling you 6 months later. Just get it out the way. I don't want to waste time. I'm 32, And I'm not saying I'm 32 because I feel like I should be married tomorrow. No, I'm just saying I'm 32. I'm not getting any younger. I will be 33 years of age this year. And so I don't want to waste any more time playing games, trying to anticipate what the next person is going to do or say, or trying to, you know, certain things when you tapped in. Like I tell you all the time, when you tapped in, you pick up on things spiritually or whatever. You get signs and symbols and messages and downloads or channels or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother level of it. On the basic level, if you feel like something is off or something, whatever, address it to the best of your ability. Don't come off like an a-hole. Don't come off like you're, you know, you think you're better than the person or you're privileged or whatever the case may be. If you just feel like you need to address it then and there, address it. And then you can be like, hey, I don't think that we're going to be a good fit, whatever. And just keep it pushing. Don't waste your time, yes? Ask the questions you need for ask and get it out of the way. Like, what we playing this game for? For what? We two big grown people. What we playing for? That's all I got. I really feel a little too cheesy, like, ew, But that's how you should feel after a date. You should feel like, oh, things went really well. Yeah. Yikes. Ugh. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Remember, life is good and it's only getting better. All right, good morning, y'all. This is day, I don't know, today is the 17th. About to head downstairs to get the shuttle. Let me zoom out a little bit. Actually, I think I want to wear my black shoes with this. I'm changing these real quick. Don't mind the mess. I think black looks better. Yeah, about to head downstairs. I'm running late. I'm running late, so stay tuned. They were on time this morning, and they playing soca. It's a vibe. I feel like I'm infiltrating a weird space. This is my first time actually like inside the lodge, not just in the food area. I'm about to go check the laundry room to see what is popping. Oh, I need to come and wash my clothes. I just needed to come in here and see what it's looking like. Okay, I'm gonna have to go get some detergent from my hotel, come back, wash my clothes, dry my clothes, because it's free. And then I go back and do some studying and do some modules and all that kind of stuff. But I just had to come see what it was given. We took our practice test today, and I passed. I'm gonna talk to y'all when I get to the hotel and explain. So we had our first practice test today, and I know I got a 5 out of 5. Them two students in my class that constantly have questions, like the instructor, doesn't matter what instructor it is, the instructor will say something and they will turn around and ask literally what was said. I think one of them just doesn't pay attention because they're always talking, and I think the other one probably has like a learning disability. Like, no funny shit, like I really look at people now after working this last job like, maybe you're on the spectrum, maybe you have a learning disability, something's not right, something's not clicking up here. Because some people really I just be like, were you not listening to what just was said? Because you're literally asking what was already answered. The information was already provided to you, and you didn't hear none of that because you really turned around and asked the same question. Anyway, yeah, and it's not even like I can't stop talking about it because it's not even like once in a blue moon during our class. It's literally the entire class. They make everything about themselves. Like, they always have a question, they always have a comment, they always have a story, they always confused about something. The entire class. And we start class at 6:30 and we finish about 3 o'clock. So imagine having to hear that the whole class. It's not as bad as another class is having it, apparently, because apparently there's I know who she is because she stays here, but there's a woman that has been over talking the entire time, and she was doing that during our class or our orientation session on Friday, I think it was. So I wholeheartedly know that she's doing it in class too. I feel sorry for them, but yeah. it's just interesting being around different people and, you know, their learning styles and things like that. I'm a hands-on person. I'm visual. I guess I'm a combination, because I can listen to something and be like, okay, and then do it hands-on, and then still I make my own little notes or whatever. So they try to, you know, you have to address all different types of learning styles. So our instructor literally was like, okay, first I'm gonna go through it and show you, then we'll do it together, and then you're gonna try on your own. She raised her hand. Well, the instructor was like, you know, everybody understands what I'm saying? She raised her hand. She was like, well, no, can you like slow down a little bit? And she was like, yeah, no, it's no problem. You know, she never makes anybody feels like, oh, like you just don't understand. She was like, but remember, I said we're gonna do it together, the second one. She was like, because I think you're moving too fast, and, you know, I'm hands-on and I need to do it. She was like, no, I understand that. Like I said, you guys are gonna watch me first, then we're gonna do it together, then you're gonna do it on your own. Like, it literally was laid out for you, and you still trying to be like, wow, you're moving too fast and I need to do it on my own. So the other instructor was like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like she said, she's gonna do it on her own. We'll do it together, and you're gonna do it on your own after she's done, because we have to be able to, you know, adapt to other people's learning styles. You know what I mean? Like, just because you're hands-on doesn't mean that somebody isn't verbal. You know what I mean? Like, some people have to hear it and write their notes down and then do it. You know what I mean? So we want to make sure we are inclusive and we're able to address all the different types of learning styles. So, you know, but it's like, that's what we deal with in class all day, every day. Just them constantly having questions, or constantly being behind, or constantly being confused on the simplest things. It's like, are y'all playing right now? Because I'm confused as to how you're confused. We haven't even done anything. Literally, it's like, save a document. Save a document. I'm confused on how to save a document, and these aren't old people. That's the thing that's tripping me up, because you would think, oh, maybe they're older, they don't really have much experience with a computer. No, they're my age. You grew up in the 90s too, right? You saw computers come into play. How is it that you're like, I don't know, your mid to late 20s, early 30s, and you don't know how to save a document? But yeah, I'm about to gather up my stuff. I need like a freaking, I don't know what to take my stuff in. I don't have much to wash, but I still feel like I need a substantial sized bag to put everything in. You know what I'm saying? Overall, I am enjoying my experience here. Like I said last night, it reminds me of being back in college and just being around different people. And it's also constantly a reminder of the fact that I really stay to myself. If I gravitate towards you, or you gravitate towards me, usually it's people gravitate towards me. And one of the other girls here, she's really cool. I noticed that she started like talking to me a lot more often, maybe after the second or third day that I was here. And I was like, okay, she seems cool. She, you know, just based on what I've seen, she seems like she can, you know, talk to everybody and be cool with everybody. And I'm the same way, you know, typically. It's just that when I notice certain things about people, I have no problem being cordial with you. If you disrespect me, is one thing, but I have no problem being cordial with somebody after seeing that they move a certain way. I just know how I'm going to move with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to act accordingly sometimes with people. Like, oh, hey, how you doing? Good morning, good evening, good night. Nice to see you. How you feeling? Da da da. And keep it pushing. It don't have to go past that. And there's quite a few people here that I'm just like, oh, good morning. How you doing? All right. And that's it. We don't need to exchange numbers. You do not need to be my phone. We're not going to get dinner together. I don't want your social media. And that is okay. You know what I'm saying? Especially me being older now, especially me moving to a new, you know, state, and my issues with finding friends and making friends there. Yeah, I have to understand I've been in a season of solitude for the past couple months, and so this is a completely different experience, which I've been welcoming. I wanted to come here and be able to meet new people, especially because they're all from all over, you know, the US essentially. And so I'm grateful for this experience. I'm glad I'm getting to meet new people and make friends and, you know, create friendships and things like that. It's just that you don't need to be friends with everybody. This person is an associate at best, and that's it. It's okay. We don't need to go any further than that. So yeah, there's probably, I still see Bonita. I see Bonita like every day. We're not in the same class, but I see her every day. We check in with each other. And there's a couple other people that I'm cool with, and I can actually sit down and talk to them, and like, you know, it's funny because that group of people right there is much older than I am. I think, well, Bonita, I don't know how old Bonita is, but they're older, or at least a lot more mature. And so I feel comfortable sitting with them when we eat and talking to them and just whatever. They're real calm. They chill. They not on some rah. Always got to say something. Always got to do. Very even-tempered. We love even-tempered over here, okay? Now, you know, sometimes it's cool to be with the shits and have fun and be whatever. But for the most part, let's keep it even-tempered. Like, we too big age. We too old. We too old to be doing all that other stuff. Like, please. I like people that make sense. I like people that, you know, are able to tap into their logic when it's time to. I don't like people that are always just operating off of emotion and having to be heard and seen, and I don't know what I'm doing right now, but you know what I mean. That's not my energy. That's not my vibe. And I don't think it ever has been. I don't think you have to have known me my entire life to pick up on that. Just watching videos, you can tell that that's typically my, you know, energy. I have a lot of earth placements in my chart. And y'all know earth signs are down to earth. They be about their money and about minding their business and about getting whatever they gotta get done. And so, yes, I'm a Leo, sun and moon. And so, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, don't come over here with all of that extra stuff. There's a time and place to be extra. My extraness is on stage when I'm writing. Like, those are the places where it's like, yes, shine bright like a diamond. But in a lot of other aspects of my life, I am not the one doing the most. It's just not gonna be me. So today is the end of day 4. It's confusing because the people that are here are counting the days from when we came here, which was last Tuesday. But as far as our learning goes, we didn't start our actual classes until Saturday. Like, that's when the real work started. So it's like day 3 for classes, but it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's like day 6, day 7 in terms of actually being here. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna stop telling y'all what day it is because I don't really know. I'm confusing myself. That's all I got for y'all today. Thanks for watching, and remember, life is good and it's only getting better. I'll catch y'all in the next video.